What's up, guys? Captain Rick here. It's it's pretty much nighttime, July 5th. I was gonna combine this afternoon's report with tomorrow morning, and figured, you know what? Maybe what I saw on the afternoon trip might be useful to somebody heading out tomorrow morning. So, um, yesterday morning we went east. This morning we went west, and then this afternoon we went east again. I like to change it up. Um, skip, just to see what's going on out there. So left the harbor on a 50 heading, set down in about 100 foot of water, and just kind of scanned a little bit with the Humminbird to see what was around. Never really marked a fish till about 120. Set lines, and then just trolled on a 50 heading out to 325 feet of water. Started out good. Went 3 for 3, 2 on a 100-foot rigger, pulling a green fish with rigged cut bait. And then 1, 2, 3. So the third fish was on, where is it here? I kind of threw everything together here. Third fish was on the Dragon Slayer. So that was on a 400 feet of Morgan's Copper. You can see here I've got the strike assist attached to this. So I just started running these today. I think I received them in the mail later this week. Threw them out on a few rods today just for shits and giggles, see what happens. So the first 3 fish that hit were on the 400 copper and 2 on my 100 rigger. Both of them had strike assist on them. Landed all 3. We ended up going 0 for 5 on the next batch of fish. Out of those 5 fish, only one of them hit a rig with a strike assist. So went 0 for 5, and then we finished out with a nice one on a diver, no strike assist. Some guys were catching it, or were asking questions in the last report that I posted this morning about it. So far that's my data that I've collected personally with the strike assist. So 100-foot rigger went a few times, 400 copper went once, and then it was all divers after that. So today, this afternoon, or late in the morning, and then this afternoon, I threw out a golden retriever. This took a handful of bites towards the end of our morning trip. It took 1 bite this afternoon. Let's see here. This was probably one of our better rigs on our divers this afternoon. This is the 11-inch chip, chrome 2-face. That went on a diver twice, I believe. And then the other one that went twice on a diver and got us our last fish was the green bam. I believe that's a salmon candy green bam. So we found that the temps kind of came up a little bit. We had a lot of warm water in there yesterday morning. This morning there was still some warm water in there. When we got out there this afternoon, I had to bring everything up. So I went from running a 60-foot rigger as my highest rigger in the water column to a 45 foot rigger with a slider. 80 rigger never went this afternoon. 100 rigger went a couple times, but the divers, I sucked those divers in, utilizing my smart troll. I brought them in into that upper 40-degree water temperature. So I kept 2 high and 2 low. I was running 2 divers on each side, low diver on a 1 setting, high diver on a 2.5 setting. All the divers are running. Actually, I should say, on one side of the boat we've got black, just regular size Dreamweaver deeper divers. The other side we're running Lure Jensen froggy divers. So the froggy diver side, I was running 140 and 175 on those 2 divers, and on the opposite side with the black divers, I only had 1 shot this afternoon. Those were deeper, and that shot was at 160 on a one setting. That was the golden retriever. Not a bad afternoon. I think we had 10 bites and within 4 hours. There's guys struggling to get that on morning trips, so I'd say we had a decent afternoon. First fish of the afternoon, hit the 100 rigger. It was fighting kind of weird. Got it to the back of the boat. Realized why it was fighting kind of weird, and it was a 30-inch Atlantic. Beautiful fish. Didn't fight worth a damn. Sent that rig back down. It fired again with a nice king. Just a decent afternoon. It was nice to get offshore. There's bait offshore. There was tons of fish off the shore. You always had a screen to fish over when you're out there. A lot of high fish. I ran a 200 copper, ran a 250 copper. Never took a bite on either one of those. That's it. So if you're out tomorrow morning and you're in that inside of water and the bite dies or there's a lot of boat traffic, don't be afraid to point it north. So my north troll on the way out was a 50 degree heading on my autopilot. Coming back in, I just kind of mimicked that opposite direction. I had to tweak it 5 or 10 degrees to get rods to fire. I went a while without getting it, and I tried a couple different angles, and then finally got back on the opposite direction that I was trolling, minus about 5 or 10 degrees. I can't remember which way it was. And then we started to get rods to fire on our south troll. So if you're seeing fish and you're not getting bit, again, try different angles, whether it's a 10 degree difference or a 20 degree difference or maybe even a 60 degree difference. Just try different angles, and eventually you'll figure out what they want. Your lines will line up. We run a 2-probe system, and it's a little bit easier to see when you're lined up perfectly, when the fish hawk and the moor settle into where you usually want them to fish. So our moor, we like to run it at 2.0. Our fish hawk, we generally like to see 2.5. When those two line up, we know we're trolling good, and usually rods are popping. Had some issues on the south troll with speeds and trying to line those two up. The moor was reading normal, fish hawk was really fast. So I just changed 10 degrees at a time, trying to get those aligned back up, and when I found that angle, we got a few fish. So just keep that in the back of your head. If you're heading out tomorrow, good luck. Thanks for watching. We'll have a report after our morning trip tomorrow. Good luck fishing, guys. That's the report. Thanks. Bye.